tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Menalita safadinha, arregaça esse popô. Vai, vai que vai que vai que vai que vai que ser caô.
Ela é cheia de tesão e eu arregaço esse popô.
Vai, vai que vai que vai que vai que vai que ser caô.
Ela tá cheia de tesão e eu arregaço esse popô. Ela tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Menalita safadinha, arregaça esse popô. Vai, quer ser caô, quer ser caô. Ela é cheia de tesão e eu arregaço esse popô.
Vai, vai que ser caô. Vai, vai que ser caô.
Ela tá cheia de tesão e eu arregaço esse popô.
Vai, vai que vai que vai que vai que ser caô.
Ela tá cheia de tesão e eu arregaço esse popô. Ela tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Menalita safadinha, arregaça esse popô.
Vai, cheia de tesão. Eu vou te fuder com amor. Menalita safadinha, arregaça esse popô. Vai, vai que ser caô. Vai, vai que ser caô.
Hello fellow pilots, long time no see. I'm Major Payne and this is another episode of Dogfights. I'm in Su-10 going up against EF-131. Bombers are most common planes at high tier, as you very well know, and because they have the biggest influence into the win. So no surprise, in this battle enemy team have two EF-131 and one Su-10. And in this video I'm trying to compare those two bombers, highlight strength and weaknesses, and hopefully decide which one is better. So let's get into it. So let's start with Su-10, and as you see here I'm diving. It's not because I want to have more speed and just get to the sector quickly. No, it's just because this bomber is inaccurate compared to the EF-131, so we have to fly lower in order to hit target accurately. Second factor here is also that the bombs are smaller than in EF-131, and we have them more, but they have smaller radius, smaller damage, so EF-131 can allow himself to fly higher and be still accurate compared to Su-10. Now, one of the biggest strengths here is my defense armament. As you can see now, heavy fighter is approaching and I'm start defending myself, and I have much more firepower than EF-131, also have more HP, so basically it's much more difficult to destroy Su-10 when it's actually defending itself. So in this case here, I destroy that heavy fighter, but I also end up with very low HP. That would be a decisive factor in Squall Line, but now I decide to reset, take new plane and go into the middle, because that's my next target. That's the rocket base in the middle, but as you can see, enemy is almost flipped this sector, so it wouldn't be good for me to go there now and reverse all this progress of enemy bombers and fighters there. I just prefer to recapture that when they finish, so that's gonna be only 180 points to be recaptured in there. Another advantage for Su-10 is amount of bombs. We have 8 of them, and that allowed us to one-pass almost any enemy sector in the game without using tail gunner. Unlike EF-131, which is not able to take over rocket base or command center, for example, with bombs only. Yeah? Now I go for the rocket base, but as you see, heavy fighter is there, and then he's gonna try to defend this rocket base now. But as I mentioned, I have very good firepower and HP pool, so that basically allowed me to get through this defense, have better chances basically to get into the sector and stay alive, and this is a big advantage. And I basically get through this defense and I drop the bombs, and it's not really important to survive this. Most important here is just to capture the sector. That's it. And in this case, just I have way too much HP for this Messerschmitt to deal with. So I get the sector, as you see, and now I could just crash, but you can stay alive if you can and allow this enemy to shut you down, because we're getting into the one of the biggest weakness here, and it's bomb reload time. So bomb reload time is much longer than in EF-131, yeah, so that's why you don't want to crash right away after. If you are low on HP, just wait for a moment before you crash and take new plane, because the bomb reload is not working when you are on cooldown. At this point now, bomb reload is not working, just when you are in a game. So far so good, we enter the game and we're heading to the Garrison, and airbase, but we're not gonna get there on time. As you see, this is almost flipped over, so we need to think strategic and we need to set up ourselves into the position for the sector which is going to be in enemy hands soon, which is rocket base. Obviously that's the most important sector on this map, so I'm gonna set up myself for recapturing this sector because we're not gonna hold it for long. Yeah, their second bomber entered this sector, so it's just about to be flipped over. And I don't know if you notice or not, but I exceed over 900 km/h in a straight flight in Su-10, and this is thanks to my special project equipment. That's actually gonna be a subject for next video. It's gonna one of the subjects, so I'm gonna talk about special project and experimental equipment, what's the difference are, and many others. That's gonna be airbase briefing episode. So now so timing is also very important for Su-10. So you see I'm setting up myself for this rocket base, so in a moment this sector is unlocked, I'm dropping my bombs. There you go, first bombs goes, 20 points, another 20 points target, and another one. And main building, you can do it with 2 bombs, you can drop 3 also, and you're still gonna have enough bombs for the rocket base to be flipped over. Yeah, so this is that big advantage of having 8 bombs. Now I'm going for the Garrison, and that Garrison here for EF-131 also could be a problem, because EF-131 have 4 bombs, and he can basically do 100 capture points on enemy Garrison, and in order to flip it you need 120, so EF-131 definitely need to use his tail gunner if he's gonna do it on his own. We don't have that problem, we have 8 bombs, we can flip over this Garrison, any Garrison actually, at one pass. Now, using a tail gunner, yeah, it's much easier for me to use sometimes tail gunner because it's so powerful. For EF-131 also possible and also very good tail gunner, but it's he have to use it. He can't flip it over this without tail gunner. And the problem with this is that those air defense aircraft, they could be busy somewhere, they could go after someone else in the meantime when you drop your bombs. They don't not necessarily have to go after you, and in that case you just missing those 20 capture points in order to flip over the Garrison. So basically EF-131 have this disadvantage that not always he can flip over those sectors at one pass. If there is no air defense or they are just busy with someone else, you just can't do it. Not enough bomb, you need to wait for reload and come back. And Su-10 doesn't have that problem. As you see also here, I'm not using premium ammunition for my tail gunner or premium bombs, just standard consumables available for your silver. And for both of those planes, EF-131 and Su-10, if you use premium bombs and premium ammunition for tail gunner, that improve your performance greatly. I mean, you can do the same thing with the standard ammunition, and you don't need to use gold ammunition for those planes, but it's just making much easier to flip over. Now I'm gonna crash just because the squall line is coming. I also suggest you to have a fresh plane before squall, full HP basically, specifically if you have heavy fighters in enemy team which are willing to take you down. Yeah. But this game is already won, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take XF90 just for fun, but the game is won, I don't need a bomber here anymore. So let's sum up so far, what's the difference are and who is winning so far. Bomb accuracy better on EF-131 allowed EF-131 not to fly as low as Su-10 in order to accurately hit the target, and because of that he maintained his speed better. Bomb reload speed, obviously EF-131 much better, and again he can cap faster sectors. Now HP pool is better on Su-10, and that allows him to stay alive longer, take over more difficult sector in difficult situation. Tail gunner, the same thing, allowed you to stay alive in a squall and defend against heavy fighter if they hunt you down. Yeah, and they try hunt you down. Now taking over sectors, it's ability to take over sectors at one pass, and it's Su-10 because he can do it with bombs only, so he can do it faster, specifically those difficult like rocket base or command center. Speed is better on EF-131, so that's a big plus, specifically visible on the maps where are 2 factories across the map in a big distance. So it seems to look like a draw, and I would say that a lot of depend on the map, on enemies, what kind of enemies you are going up against. Are they a lot of heavy fighters, and you know, that kind of stuff. So sometimes Su-10 could be much better, and in other battle where you just need the speed, EF-131 will be better. If there is no opposition from heavy fighter, then EF-131 would do much better, for example. Yeah, so it's all depends on the situation. There's no one simple answer which of this bomber is better. I'm gonna show you some clip of the EF-131, how I'm taking over the command center and rocket base in it. So there you go, let's see. So first, command center on my own, of course, and in here almost full HP. And again, I don't have premium ammunition here, that's standard bombs, standard tail gunner, yeah. So basically I'm gonna drop my bombs as quick as possible, and I need to destroy 2 enemy light fighters with tail gunner. Of course, main building have to be done, and some 20 points target also. So now I need these 2 light fighters. There are some maps and some command centers where you can destroy 2 targets with 1 bomb, and then thanks to this you have bomb for another 30-point target, so some specific maps only, and then you have to destroy only 1 light air defense. But on most of the maps you have to be like here, so you basically need aiming for 2 enemy air defense. Now a rocket base, theoretically it's easier because it's acquired from us only 1 air defense aircraft to be destroyed, but those air defense are heavy fighters, yeah, only 2 of them, and sometimes they are going after someone else and we just don't have this capability. And now this is a good example. I dropped that bomb, but that wasn't very accurate and I didn't destroy the main building, which is a big problem here. Just want to mention that because if I would have this premium ammunition, that building definitely would be destroyed. So that's the difference, you know. You can't make mistakes if you're not using premium ammunition, but gold ammunition just allowed you to make some small mistakes like this, yeah. Now in this moment, if I would destroy that main building after destroying this Hornet air defense, I would have this sector, but now it's still not done. I have to wait for my reload and go there, finish off the main buildings. So that's the problem, but I will manage to correct that problem in a moment, just in time, because we're about to get air domination. So which one is better, Su-10 or EF-131? Well, there are battles where I prefer to be in EF-131, and there are other battles where I really want to be in Su-10. So it's a very difficult question and I don't have a straight answer for it, and it's depend on situation. Okay, we get into the end of this video. Guys, I hope you like it, found it useful, and if so, please leave a like and subscribe for future content, and let me know in the comment section what you think about Su-10, what you think about EF-131, which one is better in your opinion. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you in the next one. Take care. Oh, almost forget, there's one thing that EF-131 can do and Su-10 cannot do, and this is something where I really like, so there you go.